Attention car shoppers, automotive consultant Petrina Gentile joins us with the latest look at the best and worst car brands as compiled by J.D. Power. Good morning, Petrina.
Good morning, Bob.
So what is the criteria here for this best and worst?
Well, they look at 9 different categories, everything from basically the drivability to the infotainment systems to the design. And they survey over 100,000 people that have just bought new cars after 90 days to see what are the biggest problems that they're seeing.
Yeah, and you mentioned infotainment systems. There's a lot more cars are computers on wheels now, and with the infotainment systems, there's a lot more to go wrong. Is that one of the top items on the list? Infotainment systems?
Absolutely. That is one of the major problems that consumers are seeing. One in like 4 cars has a problem with infotainment system, especially the smartphone connectivity. So connecting your smartphone, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wirelessly to a car, that's big problems. And I can attest to that. I always have problems with that.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the, do you want to start with the worst or the best?
Sure. Do you want to start with the best? Sure,
let's start with the
not?
best. Okay, so number 3 in the top 3.
Lexus.
Okay.
And this is actually, the top one out of 32 brands. This is the top premium brand as well. And they did quite well in a variety of their vehicles, especially this one that we're looking at now. This is the RX, their flagship SUV. This was actually the best performing with the least amount of problems in the mid-size SUV luxury category. And this is an important vehicle because this is made in Canada. It rolls off of the line in Ontario, and this vehicle, this plant in Cambridge, actually won a bronze award for building vehicles that have the fewest defects and malfunctions.
Yes, it should be noted that the number 2 on the list is also Ontario built.
Exactly. Number 2 is Dodge. And this came as a little bit of a surprise to me. This is part of the Stellantis group, and the Charger actually did quite well in the sedan category, the large sedan category. It was the 3rd best one. And as you say, it is built in Brampton, Ontario.
Yeah, and Stellantis has certainly dropped some big money into that particular brand. And actually, Dodge tied Kia last year and now surpassed Kia on this list. And related, the number 1 brand.
Ram. So exactly, this is the first time a truck brand has been at the top of the list. And it's done quite well considering 2 years ago, Ram was 21st. And now it's that top spot, largely because of their 2500 and 3500 heavy duty pickup trucks. They beat out the Ford Super Duty truck in that heavy duty truck category, and their 1500 as well, which came in 2nd place behind the Tundra.
Okay, let's get to the worst of the worst. Now, I mentioned Dodge and Kia were tied last year. South Korean brands have done very, very well with customer satisfaction, but European brands are sliding.
Exactly. Volkswagen is the 3rd worst brand with a high number of problems per vehicle. J.D. Power, though, won't relate what the specific problems are with this. But as we talked about before, I'm sure it has to do with the infotainment systems and the smartphone connectivity, which seems to be the big problems right across the board.
And problems with the sister brand, Audi, as well.
Exactly. Audi is the 2nd worst brand, and this is the worst premium brand. But in all fairness, most of the premium brands didn't fare too well. Most of them were below quality. In fact, only 2 were above quality. That was Lexus and Genesis. So Audi isn't alone. They basically say that because these premium vehicles have more complex technology, there's a chance for more problems to go wrong. Right.
Now, this is interesting. The worst of the worst is built by the same company who was best of the best.
Yeah, go figure. How does this happen, right? Chrysler is at the bottom of the list. And I asked J.D. Power about this. I'm like, how does this happen when you have Dodge doing so well and you have Chrysler that is at the bottom of the list? They share a lot of the components.
Right.
And all they said was basically, they look at a number of factors that could even have to do with the assembly of the vehicle. So maybe, being built in Brampton gives it an edge. Whatever the case is, this is good news for Land Rover because Land Rover is no longer at the bottom of the list. It's been at the bottom of the list or near the bottom for the last couple of years. So that's moved up the ranking. So Chrysler has now taken that, bottom spot out of 32 brands.
Yeah, but boy, that's a takeaway this morning. Look for Made in Ontario. for quality.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the shopping help, Petrina Gentile.
Thank
We'll link
you.
up all your socials at chch.com.
Thanks.